Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Irwin number 30507 left-hand mechanics length Cobalt high-speed steel drill bit. Mechanics length is the shorter. You've got jobbers. That's generally just guessing, just saying maybe 3-inch, 3.5-inch. Mechanics are short ones. Aircraft, those are longer. Those are generally 6-inch and longer, and I'm not an expert on this stuff, but when it says mechanics, that generally tells me it's small. It's shorter than average. Okay. Must be purchases in multiples of 6. When you purchase 6, that's indeed what's going to be shipped. There are 6 in a package. If you order 1, even though they're priced per each, we'll probably reach out to you and ask if you'd like to order a multiple of 6. That's how that would probably work out. This is their 305 series, 8% cobalt alloyed for higher heat and abrasion resistance. Heavy-duty spiral flute design produces faster chip ejection. Shorter cutting lips reduce torque for drilling in high tensile strength materials. Drill into fasteners without tightening them. And that's where your left-hand sort of spiral orientation comes from. Okay. Can often be used to remove broken fasteners without an extractor. If your bolt's small enough, you can generally put a little bit of left-hand rotation on it to get it to loosen. Okay. This is Cobalt, and that generally means that this will have a greater useful life. But what I find generally is when you are dealing with drill bits, it's a matter of RPM. It's a matter of the bit you're using and what you're drilling into. You can take a cobalt bit and ruin it just as quickly as a black oxide bit if it's the wrong application. But when the science is understood regarding all of those RPM, what you're drilling with, what you're drilling into, then you can expect a certain amount of predictable behavior out of the bit, is the bottom line. I don't drill through anything exotic, such as doing safe work. I'm not trying to service a client's installed safe where I have to drill through certain types of material. So delving into the deep science of material, of what a drill bit would be made for, is beyond my area of interest and expertise, most certainly. Okay. Now there is a link below this video to a document called a reference guide, and that reference guide is called Metal Drilling Reference Guide. On page 4 is where it talks about that recommended speed based on what you're drilling into. There is a lot. I can think of a document, a book actually, that talks at length on the science of what you're drilling into and what you're using at what speeds. The bottom line is there is an RPM formula that's there, and it does need to, if you're drilling into material and you're not just knocking out small tiny little holes in a piece of aluminum and need to study it, that formula you'll come across in other areas. Okay. There's also a link below this video to the product brochure, and that's handy because you can take the part number 30507 and you can search that document and you'll find the table where this cobalt bit is to be found, along with all of the other bits in this series in different sizes. Now, one thing that I like about this bit, not necessarily because it's cobalt, but its degree of point. It's 135 degree. It's flatter than the 118 degree, and I find I will use the combination of a cobalt bit, especially one with a flatter end, when I'm drilling through thicker material, albeit mild material, because I want to, and I will proceed at a moderate RPM. And I've drilled through material when I need to, sometimes drilling's not very critical, you just need a hole. Other times it's critical because you might be hanging something off of that point and you might need it to be plumb. So I will use the 135 as I'm progressing through the workpiece because I want to, with the flatter bit, evacuate more of the material thickness as I'm breaching through so that there's less possibility of seizing the tool at the very end, which is which you'll find. You know, I like to have less of it there to seize, especially if you're drilling blind into something as well. You know, moderate. I find a moderate speed so that you don't run the risk of cranking the bit, but also evacuating more of it. It's my personal experience. I'm by no means an expert. Okay, so that document is real handy because you can see all things that are Irwin bit related. The machine screw, pardon me, the machine length is even shorter. And that document is really worth looking into. Probably the most important or the most valuable material in here, I think, are the wire sizes, affording a much more finer increment in terms of what sizes that you're drilling compared to fractional sizes. Anyway, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Irwin products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Any questions on the Irwin 30507? This is their Cobalt left-hand 7/64 of an inch drill bit, or any other Irwin product. Please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.